Good evening, folks. How y'all doing today? Pardon me. It's your man Donald King. I'm actually having to shoot remote because all my all my gear is at home, and I got detained in. I wouldn't say detained. That's not a good word. I'm here with my boy. I had to stay a couple extra days because things came up. But anyway, so I'm shooting remote. I know that this camera, well, didn't like my other camera, and then also the lighting isn't as flexible as my other lighting, but we're gonna make do. I'm gonna lower this so that I can speak a little bit more clearly. But yeah. So how y'all feeling tonight? You good? You know, I run a small business. And by small, I mean very small. I'm trying to build up, man. I got my little bacon company. It's a work in progress. These days, with pricing being what it is for materials, it's tough. It's tough. But I do what I can to keep moving forward. You know what I'm saying? In anything that I do, always put 110%. My ex-wife likes to say that the universe picked the right one to be an avatar because even though we may have our differences in some ways, what she knows is that I always show up and try. Always do my best. And that brings me to, I guess, the point of it. Again, someone was like, hey, it was good. Hey, brother Angel, stay. It's like, I guess shooting on my phone, it shows me when people chime in as opposed to shooting with my regular setup. So it's like, but yeah, see, it's weird because someone was like, aren't you against money? And when, I'm advertising for my business and whatnot. And there are some principles that I want to put in place just to make it clear. So it's like when you're talking about money, you're always talking about an economy. In order for there to be an economy, there has to be a disparity of resources and access to resources. So, in order for there to be an economy at all, there have to be a few wealthy and there have to be exponentially more without. This is the way economies work. Economies are parasitic by nature. If everybody has equal amounts of things, there's nothing to incentivize people to do labor. So if there's nothing to incentivize people to do labor, you can't have institutions or higher social structures because those things require vision, and not necessarily just vision, but they require collective effort to gather resources from this place to transport them over here, and all of these exchanges of value, something has to facilitate them. Enter the concept of money. Now, is money inherently bad? It doesn't have to be. Economies don't necessarily have to be bad. They can be a good thing if used correctly, but therein is the issue. Okay? Here is the issue. Most people collect money in the form of resources to survive on. Okay? Most of the people in the world are collecting money because they need resources to survive on. All right? Now, when you have people who are gathering resources to survive on, that is exponentially complicated by people who collect money for gaming purposes. There are people who simply collect money for sport. And the problem is, money is supposed to represent the value of goods and labor within an economic domain. And when people siphon out all the value, when people siphon the value from the economic domain by way of collecting money and or credits that serve to represent money, what they end up doing is devaluing. They end up sucking the life. They suck the potential out of the economy. So this goes to a parable. This goes to a point that Jesus was talking about. The love of money is the root of all evil. When you idealize money, when you project value onto money that makes it sort of a thing that you view as a function of gaming, when you view it as a function of gaming, you become a horribly, horribly corrupt person. Okay? There are a lot of people out here who collect money just to collect money. They destroy economic systems. They create poverty because they want to feel important in a stupid game. But humans are a viral parasitic species. Because we are a viral parasitic species, because humans are a viral parasitic species, we require things to supplement and offset our natural limitations and deficits. Okay? We require things to help us make it in the world because we are, for lack of a better expression, we're lacking. As a species, we're just lacking. So it's like, you know what? We have to work through collective effort in order to be whole. Look, okay, so check this out. A badger is born with all the tools that it fucking needs to survive. It has claws. It's built for domain. It doesn't need clothes. It doesn't need nothing. It came out complete, right? It has bones that are strong enough to do the things that it needs to do. It can scrap. It got claws. It got fangs. It is a complete package. Look at humans, though. We got this soft skin that doesn't stand up to the elements so well, right? We have these weak bones. We have these weak joints, things that break down and deteriorate. Like, and not even through the halfway point of our life cycle. We're talking about this stuff breaks down pretty early on. When you're around 30, your shit starts breaking down. So, you know what? You need something to supplement and offset your natural limitations and deficits. And that comes in the form of cooperation. What money should be is a facilitator of cooperation. All right? So it's like, you know what? Hey, this person is over there. They live in, let's say, 100, 200 miles away. Let's make it, let's say they live like 1,000 miles away. But they have something over there that you need that you can't get over here. Well, guess what? Y'all can't work during the same hours. Something has to facilitate the trade between what you have to offer over here, and what they have to offer over there. And that's what money is supposed to do. You transfer the ability you transfer power into something that can be exchanged and then exchanged again for resources. All right? This is the way that it works at a mechanical level. But when you get people who just want money for gaming purposes, when you get people who just want money because they want to feel important, because they have the slave mind, then you create problems, you create drama, you create imbalance. Most folks is out here, and this is something that I want to mention on that too. A lot of people who come up in impoverished circumstances, they come to view money through a lens of gaming. When you have the slave mind, the only thing that you want to do is you want to acquire, you want to look important. A slave can't tell the difference between looking important and being free. So they are, by virtue of how they are conditioned in their formative environments, trained to view money, trained to view money through a lens of acquisition. Like they're like, there will never be enough of it. They're like, yeah, I need to collect it all. I need to collect it all. They view it through a lens of gaming. Is it wrong to try and earn money? No. You need resources to survive on, right? Is it wrong to collect money for gaming purposes and destroy economic systems trying to beat Peter, Paul, and Mary to look the most important? Absolutely. Again, it goes to the point of why Jesus said, hey, the love of money is the root of all evil. When you just want to collect it just because, you create imbalances. Look at the state of the world right now. This is all because people want power. What you have to understand about money is money represents liquid authority. Authority is the power to determine meanings, order, and the outcome of events. If you have money, then you have the power to determine meanings, order, and the outcome of events. Okay? People who have the most money, you go to court and let's say that there's a dispute between parties. Let's say it's a dispute between parties. Whoever has the most money, they're the ones who get a chance to get the best legal team. They get the best legal team. The best legal team interprets law however they do. And before you know it, the outcome of events is determined by this liquid authority they've acquired. How many rich people should be in jail right now that somehow escaped it? How many wealthy people, most of them, they're just highly corrupt people, but this is the way it works at a mechanical level, guys. This is the way it works at a mechanical level. Yeah. So, yeah, I advertise for my little business. I do what I can to try and keep it afloat. I do the work. But it's like, thing is, I'm never thinking about collecting money for sport. I'm never thinking about getting wealthy to a degree that others suffer. I don't even know what I would do with wealth. I think I'd give it away faster than I got it. Just because it's just not in me to want to create or add to imbalance in that way, systemic imbalance. I do what I can to stay afloat, but that's what I think everybody needs to do. Like, I saw this meme and somebody was like, when you reach 999,999,000, you should just stop. There should never be such thing as billionaire. That means you won the game. That means you won the game. But these people out here collecting money just because. Look at the state of the world. Because people are out here trying to collect liquid authority just because. Just because. It's bad. It's unfortunate. But yeah, this is basically it. So I took offense when someone was inquiring about, well, the point was brought up of me sort of advertising, trying to gather money or whatever those other things. So anything that I do in terms of trying to collect money, either through work or through donations through my avatar work, which again is just an exuberant amount of work that goes into what I'm doing. All of this stuff, it goes to helping me get organized so that I can do my avatar work. It's not about me trying to get wealthy. I'm not collecting money for gaming purposes. all of this goes to me trying to get organized so that it's like I can do my life's work. I can focus on that. That's what it's for. It's to help me focus on what I am purposed to do. And I guess even in doing in making things available for people to contribute to this work, this is me giving people an opportunity to help themselves. You do things to help this entity I'm hosting be heard. Anything that you do to help this entity be heard, you're helping yourself. You're helping yourself. This is the way that works at the realities, according to what I see through the avatar perspective. This is what's being shown to me. Do anything to try and help. You're not helping Donald King. You're helping the thing performing through Donald King, and that's helping reality. Reality is like, hey, you know what? You did me a solid. I'm going to do you a solid. This is the way that it works, mechanically. But yeah, any questions regarding me? And I ain't trying to get over. I ain't trying to be wealthy. I ain't trying to any of those other things. I'm just trying to be organized. I'm just trying to make it so that I can focus and have time to dial into these principles to the best of my ability and help people before this body expires. I don't know when this flesh is going to be like, hey, I'm done. What are you going to do? Man, this is a bad light. I look rough. I'm about to be, I'm about to be, 46 here? This light makes me look it, my God. But yeah, I'm not a vain person. I don't care. But yeah, man, it's wild. Money isn't inherently bad when you love it to the point that you collect it and it becomes an identity feature. And it becomes not just an identity feature, the core of what you are, it takes you closer and closer to corruption. Again, corruption, authority is based in corruption. All right? In nature, in reality, there's no such thing as authority. Authority only exists in idealism. It only exists in the imagination, the collective and individual imaginations of human beings, right? There is no authority in nature. Everything just does what it does, right? Nothing says, oh, you will never see a monkey ask a lion for permission to do anything. You'll never see that. You'll never see like they'll sit here and like, hey, I better not go over here because I see that lion is over there, and it's like, you know what, they're probably going to consume me if I go over there. But you will never see you'll never see one life form ask another life form for permission to do anything. For, hey, elephant, tell me what this means. You're never going to see that in nature. Ever. Authority it exists exclusively in idealism, in human imagination. Ergo, money and the value of money only exists in human imagination. Again, because it is a facilitator of cooperation, it can be good. It can be good. But because because more often than not, individuals who've been corrupted use it to collect for gaming purposes. They collect it because they're trying to outdo others around them. They're trying to look important and flex in the way that slaves do. It can become a very, very, very bad thing. Again, slaves just want to look important. People who have the slave mind, they want to collect the most money because they want to look the most important. This is the way that it works. Again, so you can look at that like, let's say in the hood, right? And we just use this as an example. You know, poor people, what do? They buy a lot of valuable things. Why? Because they want to look important. They collect money because they want to look important. They flash money everywhere because they want to look important. They collect this. This is how it works at a mechanical level. When you think like a slave, you love money. You love what money represents. It represents not just power, not just authority, not just the power to determine meanings, order, and the outcome of events. It represents status. It represents importance. This is how it works at a mechanical level. Money represents importance to most people. When money represents importance to you, it can turn you into a pretty corrupt person. When you're corrupt, you'll do anything to win. When you're corrupt, you'll do anything to win. Yeah, man, it's wild. And again, I'm shooting remote, so y'all have to forgive the lighting. It's Halo light. My God. But yeah, it's not ideal, but we get it done. We get it done. So that's what it is. I'm probably going to go ahead and cut this one short. Main thing I wanted to touch on was the fact that everybody pay attention. Please just pay attention. Don't form snap judgments about what I'm doing or what I'm saying, and then, oh, well, he said this, so it must mean that. No, just ask deeper questions. Money is not inherently bad. It's not inherently bad because, again, humans require it to facilitate cooperation. When you collect money for sport, that makes you a bad person. It makes you corrupt. Period. It's not rocket science. When you see, like, when you would I guess when you would destroy an economic system and watch people starve and see all sorts of imbalances, but care not because you're like, oh, I can't do anything because it's like I can't let go of this pot that I've been collecting. You're a part of the problem. You're a part of the if you so let's do it like that. Let's say money equals the capacity for cooperation. Let's say money equals the capacity for cooperation. When you extract the capacity for cooperation from an economic domain, from an economic system, you break down social bonds and structures. You make it so that people can't get things done. You extract the potential out of the system just trying to collect money so you can feel important. You're absolutely an agent of corruption under those circumstances. You're a facilitator of imbalance. You create imbalance when you collect money for sport, for gaming purposes. I want to be rich. So you don't want everybody to have food. You don't want everybody to be able to get back and forth. You don't want everybody to live with a relative sense of ease. No, I want to collect resources so that I can feel more important than people, regardless of who suffers. All the babies that starve, all the people that go without, all the dying cities, all because jackasses just want the most. Corrupt people. Yo, man, let me go ahead and sign off. Yo, for those of y'all who tuned in, I appreciate you. Thank you kindly. Again, you had to forgive the setup, man. We're shooting guerrilla style today. And yo, man, we just get it done. Guys, y'all already know what it is. I don't have my normal OBS setup with me right now, but you can always check me out on different social media platforms. I post to Medium. I shoot content to Instagram, And on top of shooting content to Instagram, I fly all of these podcast videos over to my YouTube channel so that people can check them out when they get a chance. You know what I'm saying? Also, it's like if you want to, and again, I really encourage you guys to do whatever you can. It's like, feel free to donate to your boy, so I can get things sort of organized on this end and really keep things moving as best I can towards divulging all this information. I still have quite a lot to share. And, social constraints, they get in the way of me doing my avatar work. And that hurts all of you all, unfortunately, both directly and indirectly. So if you can do anything, you can always join the Patreon family, Avatar Cycle XIII. That's Avatar Cycle 13. And then also, you can always cash app your boy, Donnie King, DonnieKang. Proceeds go to building things up on this end and just really organizing myself so I can really focus in. There are still tons of principles. The best way to describe it is like this. Imagine I am trying to let's say I'm down in some tomb trying to archive everything that's down in there, and y'all need to know what's down inside this tomb. And let's say that I'm just past a third of the way done, archiving, and I still haven't gotten to the other 2/3 yet. It takes a great deal of energy to use the avatar perspective, and I mean, it takes even a physical toll. Like, it's a lot of work that goes into this, and whatever you can do to help me focus on that is greatly appreciated. I love y'all, man, and I appreciate you. Yo, I hope that y'all have a good night. I hope everything is going good for you, man, for real. I really do. I hope everything is finding you well and that life isn't beating you up too bad. And I'm doing what I can to make things as good as I can on my end. So I don't know how it's all going to play out, but I know I'm going to put that work in. And I'm keep trying until I can't go any further. So that said, I love y'all. Y'all have a good night. Peace.